Hi everybody, my name is Vickie de Beer and I'm talking to you from Woerden, just outside Amsterdam and Utrecht, which you will probably also know quite well. Annette asked me to just talk to you about what I'm experiencing with food in the Netherlands. And I must say it was quite hard to really experience the food in the Netherlands in the past 2.5 years that we've been living here. Obviously because of COVID, the Horeca, which is the hotel, restaurant, and catering industry has really been hit hard by COVID and lockdowns. So in the beginning, our only experience with food was the supermarkets. Because that was all that was open. And it was quite a surprising experience for us in the beginning, coming from a country like South Africa with a lot of fresh produce, with a lot of quality meat and fruits and vegetables. The supermarkets are very small. The Dutch go every day to buy their groceries, what they call boodschappen, because their houses are quite small, the kitchens are small, fridges are really very small. It's like little bar fridges in the house. And it's just really not the same type of food culture that you would expect from the rest of Europe, comparing to like France and Italy and Spain, where you have the more market-orientated food cultures, and things like a boulangerie and a patisserie is not really such a big thing in the Netherlands. Although you do find these stores, it's not that you don't find it; it's just not part of the food culture. It took us a while to find our own suppliers of things, for example, specifically good meat, because, coming from South Africa, we were used to larger cuts of meat, things like pork bellies and pork neck, and maybe braaiing a whole picanha or rump, steaks, things like that, which is absolutely a luxury in the Netherlands. Meat is not eaten so much, it's very expensive. And in small quantities. Even the packaging in supermarkets have only one little piece of steak or two sausages, in a packet, or one burger patty, because it's just not consumed as in such large numbers, but also it's just very expensive. So in the beginning, that was how we experienced Dutch food, was just this little window into the supermarkets, and realizing that the food culture is actually quite different here. And then when everything opened up, we could start experiencing restaurants, and I soon saw that it was also quite different than in South Africa. There's a lot of work in the Netherlands, but not enough people to do it. And you will often walk into a restaurant and find only one chef in the kitchen making all the food. So restaurants keep their menus very small. They keep it very simple, very focused on bread, I must say. Lots of sandwiches and what they call toasties, things that's easy to make. And then, the chef must clean up after himself. There's no cleaning staff, or very few. So it is really a hard job in the Netherlands to be a chef. So your everyday restaurants, you will find the same menus almost in all the different restaurants. Then when you go into your more fine dining restaurants, it is very, very expensive. Even compared to our fine dining restaurants in South Africa, I find it quite expensive. And I realize that we are so blessed in South Africa with the quality of restaurants and the quality of chefs that we have, compared price-wise to Europe. So interesting for me is that there wasn't so many Michelin-star restaurants in the Netherlands, mainly one-star Michelin restaurants, a few 2 and 3 star, really just a few. But the food is in those restaurants are quite exciting. Many are focused on sustainability and reducing food waste. That is such a big thing here. The environment is very important to them, and going green. Michelin has a green list of restaurants, with restaurants that really try to be sustainable and eco-friendly, and many of the restaurants in the Netherlands are on this Michelin green list. So you can see that it's a massive focus for them. I also find that veganism and vegan food is a very big trend. Already we know that the Dutch don't really eat so much meat, but they have moved completely away from that. So in supermarkets, the vegan section of foods are very big, and you find a lot of vegan options on restaurant menus in the Netherlands. One of my most favorite restaurants is a restaurant called De Kas in Amsterdam, and they actually have their own garden, and they've had it since 1999. It was on the UNESCO World Heritage Site list since then already. And every morning they go and harvest, so the menu stays exciting and new. It's whatever they can harvest and find fresh. They do amazing things with vegetables. It's not a vegan or a vegetarian restaurant, although many of the recipes are obviously vegetable based. But that's what really what I think for that's happening in the Netherlands food wise is with regards to sustainability and things like that. So yeah, we enjoy going out to restaurants like at botanical gardens and places like that, where they focus on the local area and foods from the local area and cooking from the gardens. It's amazing what they do with the vegetables, and it's just very exciting. And I think for us, trying to find South African wines on the menus, to see South African wines, we see at the top restaurants a lot of Swartland wines and Himmel and Aarde wines on the menu, but not much else. So I do think there's a great opportunity for South Africans regarding wine. Also with our South African Cup Classique, you get a lot of Cava, a lot of Prosecco, and then the champagne, and there's no Cup Classique. And I find that, it's so good quality, such a good quality wine compared to your Cavas and Proseccos, and absolutely similar to the champagne quality, that there's a great opportunity for South Africans with their MCC wines, which I hope people will try to do. So still experiencing food, still discovering food in the Netherlands. It was a slow start for us, but I think South Africans can be very proud of our food scene, of our food industry, of our fine dining industry, but also just our general restaurants, and just to realize how blessed South Africans are with good quality meat. Really, the lamb in South Africa is so good, and grass-fed beef and aged beef, such good quality. Vegetables, fruits, wines. We have a country full of abundance with these things, and I don't think we always appreciate it when we're living there. But once you live in Europe, you realize that these things come at a premium. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.